She will
Announce it.
check. No,
Announce it to the people.
she will. It should be in. Okay. I will announce to the public that need a translation for the meeting that we have Spanish available. So, para las personas que están en el meeting que no entienden bien el inglés, tenemos traducción en la parte de atrás. Está Leonora para proporcionar la traducción.
Leonor should stand up.
I will call the meeting to order. Okay. I will, the board just returned from a closed session and was no action taken. I will call the meeting to order at 7:06. Okay, roll call. Diaz, here. Finlay, not here. Holguin.
Here.
Hasso.
Here.
Mr. Reyes.
Here.
Priscilla.
Here.
And Hani.
Here.
Okay. We now move to the flag salute. Mr. Reyes, will you please lead us?
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We now move to item 7, oath of ceremonies for Mr. Reyes and Mrs. Hasso. Dr. Hasso.
So good. Oh, is this on? Good evening. Are we good? Good evening. Louder. Good evening. Our first order of business, I'm Dr. Hillman, the superintendent, is to administer the oath of office for some of our newly elected board members. And I have the distinct pleasure for Mr. Tom Reyes, who's going to come up here. I'd like to introduce Larry Barola, the mayor of Irwindale, who will administer our oath of office for Mr. Reyes.
Please, Tom Reyes, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. For the office of the Board of Education,
For the office of the Board of Education,
I state your name,
I, Tom Reyes,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution
do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I
and
will bear
allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of invasion,
and that I will and faithfully discharge
and that I will and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Right there. You just blocked the family. Did you guys get it? All right.
So we're going to do one more, and then we'll take a short recess so we can all take some more pictures and congratulate our new members. I would also like now to invite our next newly elected board member, Dr. Laura Hasso, to come up, and Ms. Tara Martin Del Campo, Mayor Pro Tem of Duarte, will be administering the oath of office. Come on up.
You ready? Okay, oath of office. Dr. Laura Hasso, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. For the office of Board of Education,
For the Office of Board of Education,
I, Dr. Laura Hasso,
I, Dr. Laura Hasso,
do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend
do solemnly affirm that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Hillman. Before we go to a short break, Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to invite Mr. Ruiz to come up from
Oh.
Senator Rubio's office.
Thank you. Okay.
Good evening, esteemed Board of Duarte Unified School District and City of Duarte. My name is Giovanni Ruiz. I'm here on behalf of Senator Susan Rubio. It's a privilege to be here tonight to be able to welcome the new incoming board members. On behalf of Senator Susan Rubio, not only as a senator, but as a longtime teacher, I want to congratulate you guys and thank you for your initiatives in continuing to improve our schools, our lives of our children, and the communities. So on behalf of the state of California and Senator Susan Rubio, today it is my privilege to present the certificates of recognition to Dr. Laura Hasso and Mr. Tom Reyes. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Okay, before we go to a short break, I would like to acknowledge the family of the newly elected board members. And I think Mr. Reyes' wife and family are here, and Dr. Hasso also are here. Would you please stand so the community can recognize you? Thank you. Thank you. And I don't want to miss the opportunity also to introduce my son and my grandkids who come from, they live in Houston, but they decide to be with us tonight. So my kids are here. Thank you. Okay. And with this, we're going to have a short break, but before that, the board would like to have a picture, and we can go ahead in a small break. Thank you. Mr. Reyes? Oh. Huh.
It's always good start. There you go. Good. Thanks, man. Perfect. Hey.
We believe, but I just swallowed wrong. She asked me to, but I just swallowed my drink wrong. So let me see. We believe. We don't have it. Okay.
For the blind.
Okay. We are ready to convene to the meeting. I just like to mention that I am leading temporarily the meeting tonight because we don't have our president in town, and also the vice president was a former board member. So temporarily, temporariamente, I will be doing it tonight. I will ask, I would like to acknowledge the presence of former Mayor Lois Gaston, John Fasana, former Mayor Liz Riley, former board member Eddie Howard, former board member Fran Figueroa, Mayor Pro Tem, and Michelle Wright, Mad Town Council member. Okay, Michael, yeah. Thank you. And we now continue with beliefs, vision, and mission. And I would like to ask the newly elected Dr. Laura Hasso.
Thank you. Our beliefs. We believe we are a community of learners. We believe learning occurs in a culture of caring and respect. We believe all students are motivated to learn when they are engaged in meaningful work that connects to their lives. We believe expectations do influence performances and outcomes. We believe learning increases when there are high expectations for performance and conduct. We believe we have the responsibility to find solutions that enable all students to learn. Our vision, 21st century schools, producing 21st century students, and our mission, provide the knowledge, skills, and inspiration for each student for success in college, career, and life.
Thank you, Dr. Hasso. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Reyes, second by Mrs. Holguin. Dr. Hillman?
I would like to announce that we would request an amendment to the agenda so that agenda item 9, which is the approval resolution 112425 to authorize delegating authority to superintendent or designees to replace the Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services with Senior Director Pre-K-12 Educational Services.
Okay, there is the motion to approve with the amendment by Mr. Reyes and Mrs. Holguin. All in favor to approve the agenda?
Aye.
Thank you. Aye. Okay, we now move to item 10, board organization. The first item to consider is the election of the board president. I declare nominations are hereby opened for the office of president of the Board of Education. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Dr. James Spendley.
Any other nomination?
No.
I'm just looking for nominations right now, so if there is no other, there are no further nomination. If there is a motion to elect Dr. Finlay as the president, the president of the Duarte Unified School District Board of Education. So I need a motion now.
For what?
To approve him, Dr. Finley, as the president of the board.
Move.
The nomination were open. We name it, they name him, so now we need to approve.
I move. Yeah. Move.
Rosa move. Ms. Horgan, I'm sorry, and second, Dr. Hasso. There is any discussion,
Yes.
okay?
Where is he tonight?
He's out of the country.
Oh, my gosh.
And I will now call roll call. Mrs. Holguin.
Here.
No, yes or no?
I'm sorry.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Dr. Hasso.
Yes.
Mr. Reyes.
No.
Mrs. Diaz, yes. The motion to approve Dr. Finlay as the new president of the Duarte Unified School Board District has been approved. Okay, there is. Say that again? Yeah. Right. Thank you. We now move to the next item to be considered is the election for vice president clerk. I declare nominations are hereby open for the office of vice president clerk of the Board of Education. There are any nominations?
I nominate Reina Diaz for vice president.
Any other nomination? As there are no further nomination, if there is a motion to elect Reina Diaz as Vice President Clerk of the Duarte Unified School District Board of Education. We are now moving, yes. Yeah. Okay.
Who first?
Who, okay. Dr. Hassel moved,
Second.
and
Rosa.
Ms. Holguin, second. There is any discussion? Okay, Mrs. Holguin, and now I'm asking for vote.
You don't have to do roll call. Just ask for voting. I'll call for a vote.
Okay, so, not roll call.
You don't have to do.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye. Any opposed?
Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, we now move. We now move to election of the members of board to represent Board of LACSA, Los Angeles County School Trustees Association liaison. The next item is the election for a board member to represent the board as LACSA, Los Angeles County School Trustees Association liaison. There is any nomination?
I nominate Mr. Tom Reyes for election of member of board to represent board as LACSTA liaison.
There is any other nominations? As there is no other nomination, it is a motion to elect Mr. Reyes as member of the board to represent board as LACSA, Los Angeles County Schools Trustees Association liaison. We now call, I will call for a motion for Mr. Reyes to represent us in LACSA County School Trustee. I need a motion, okay. Mrs. Dr. Hasso and Mrs. Holguin. There is any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. The next item, item number 4, to be considered is the election of the board member to represent the board at the annual meeting of the County Committee of School District Organization. Are there any nominations?
I nominate Mr. Tom Reyes to represent board at the county's Committee on School District Organization.
There is any other nominations? As there are no further nomination, is there a motion to elect Mr. Reyes as member of the board, to represent board at the annual meeting of the County Committee on the School District Organization? I need a motion.
Moved.
Moved by Dr. Hasso. Second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Holding. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Reyes, okay. Item number 5, the next item is the election of the member Board of Representative to the Duarte Education Foundation. There are any nominations?
I nominate Dr. Hassel.
Dr. Hasso, there is any other nominations? As there are no further nomination, is there a motion to elect Dr. Hasso as the board member, a member of the board as representative of the Duarte Education Foundation?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Reyes.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Holguin. There is any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are we okay? This is Dr. Hassan. The next item, item number 6, is to be considered the next item to be considered is the election of the member of the board as representative to serve on the City of Duarte Parks and Recreation Commission. There are any nominations?
I nominate Dr. James Henley.
There are any other nominations? As there are no further nomination, if there are motion to elect Dr. Finlay as member of the board as representative to serve on the City of Duarte Parks and Recreation Commission. We will call now for vote. I need a move.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Reyes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Any opposition? Item number 7. The next item is the election of the member of the board representative to serve on the City of Duarte Public Safety Commission. Are there any nominations?
Can I nominate myself?
Yes, you can.
I'd like to nominate myself for public safety.
Mrs. Holguin nominates.
Second.
Second, no, this is only nominations.
Gotcha.
Okay, are there any other nominations? As there are no further nomination, is there a motion to elect Mrs. Holguin?
Move to approve.
Move to approve. Second. Moved by Mr. Reyes, second by Dr. Hasso. There is any discussion? All in favor?
Any opposition?
Aye.
Any opposition? Thank you. It is the double or no, huh? I will use. I miss a push. No, I got it. I got one. Thank you. Designation of superintendent as secretary to the Board of Education and authorization to sign approved contracts and execute other approved business on behalf of the Board of Education. May I have a motion?
Move.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Reyes. Any opposition? I don't think so. Discussion? This one will be all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Resolution 11-2425 to authorize delegating authority to superintendent or designates. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second. Second by Mr. Reyes. Any discussion? Any opposition? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 10, authorization for Assistant Superintendent of Business and authorized representative and confidential secretary for business services as alternative authorized representative to the Board of West San Gabriel Property Liability Self-Insurance Authority, GPA, and the West San Gabriel Workers' Compensation Self-Insurance Authority, GPA. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Reyes. Any discussion? Any opposition? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 11, approval of the certification of signatures and filing of same with Los Angeles County of Education. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second. Second by Dr. Hasso. Any discussion? Any opposition? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Item 12, adoption of the board meeting scheduled for 2025. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Reyes, second? Second by Dr. Hasso. There is any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
I would like to add more meetings. One a month is not enough. Some of these agendas are very packed, and there's a lot of reading to do, and it would make it easier on the board members if it was broken up, and we had at least 2 meetings a month. We used to do that, and you know, I don't know why it went down back to once a month. City council does it, you know, twice a month, and that helps quite a bit. I'm sure they appreciate that they don't have to be inundated with a lot of material, reading material. So I propose that January, February, March, that we add additional meetings, and May and June. June actually has 2 meetings. July, leave it with 1, and August, leave it with 1, because that's summertime. And then September, have a second meeting, October, and since the holidays in November, December, keep that at 1 meeting.
I appreciate your comments, Mr. Reyes, but I will say that I will, I mean, it's about the entire board, right? But we can leave that decision on the need of the meetings to the superintendent. And I agree with you. I remember many years ago, it was 3 meetings, and we stay up to 11 p.m. And so when it's the need, I think you're right. We should have 2 meetings.
Madam Vice President.
Yes, sir.
If I
Ma'am,
may,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. If I may, what we also look at doing, and we continue to do, is look at more meetings that are not the full agenda, but those study sessions when we can go more deep into the areas that require really more looking at a lot of documents or things that really require a lot more in depth. So those would be special meetings that we would put in between.
Well, you just recently added a special meeting in January, and it's before the regular board meeting, and that special meeting should at least be 2 to 3 hours on that item, and we're only going to get an hour or less, and I don't think that's ample time. I don't think that's fair to the board members, especially those who are new.
Information.
Yeah, and you're right, but that was more information than a decision that we need to make. I think that I don't know, I agree with you, but I will move also that we approve this calendar tonight, and we can also update it according of our needs. And like I see the need of our study sessions too, to to be more prepared for the board meetings. And I do understand there is a lot to read. But that's one of our responsibilities, you know.
That's
so-
right, I
yeah.
agree. That's one of our responsibilities, and obviously it hasn't happened because look at the financial situation we're in right now.
Well, I don't want
Because
to,
people
well,
didn't
I don't
prepare.
want to go in discussion about that. I just want to focus in about our meetings.
I know,
So,
and that's why I want more meetings.
Okay.
So this could be discussed and handled. We need to address these issues. We're gonna need to sit down more, okay, as a board. I don't see where the problem is.
okay.
I would just like to add one thing with our study sessions. We'll look at adjusting the time so that there's more time in the study sessions as needed with some of the items that require more discussions. We certainly can look at that.
Okay, I think that I agree, I just hear Mr. Reyes' discussion, and I will, I have moved by Mrs. Holguin and second by Dr. Hasso.
Mr. Reyes.
Yeah, it was Mr. Reyes and Ms. Hasso. Okay, and so with this, I will ask, all in favor? And he just say no, he doesn't agree. So I'm okay with that. I mean, that's why we are doing this publicly. So I will call Ms. Holguin.
You don't have to do roll call, just call for a vote.
Okay, I just call for a vote. If you agree with Mr. Reyes, you say no. If you agree with what we have in the calendar right now in our agenda, you say yes. And
Huh?
I'm sorry, so we're
voting to approve the calendar and it is on this agenda, right?
yes,
yes.
okay,
No.
yes by, okay, Mr. Reyes, no, Dr. Hasso, yes, Ms. Holguin, yes, and Diaz, yes. Okay. Motion carry. Okay. Item number 13, adoption of manual policies and regulations of the Board of Education. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second? Second by Dr. Hasso. All in favor?
Is there a discussion?
Aye.
If there is any discussion, I'm sorry. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. All in favor about the adoption of manual of policies and regulation of the Board of Education for 2024-25. That's what I was doing. Okay. Item number 14, revolving fund account. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Holguin, second? Second by Dr. Hasso. You want to talk a little bit about this?
Do you want a question?
If anyone have a question,
I do.
okay, go ahead.
What is this fund normally used for?
It's cash, it's a petty cash fund that's used for emergencies. The small amount of money that we have accessible in an emergency.
Thank you.
So, there any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carry. Compensation for Board of Education members. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second. Second by Dr. Hasso. There is any discussion? Do you like to know how much they compensate us? Okay.
Make it public.
It's on the agenda. It's $286 and some cents per month.
Thank you.
I'll get the exact cents in just a minute. 65.
$286.65 per month.
There you
And
go.
we need a raise.
I agree
Okay.
on that.
It's not
There
enough.
is a motion by Ms. Holguin, second by Dr. Hasso. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Item 16, identify management positions. I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second. Second by Dr. Hasso. There is any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passed. Okay, we now move to item 11, reports from the student board members. I will start with Hani tonight. Oh, she left, right?
I think she had to leave.
She have to leave, yes. Okay. I will go ahead and continue with Priscilla. Priscilla, por favor.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all doing well tonight. The holiday season approaches us, and everyone at the high school is ready for winter break. But we have not slowed down and at Duarte High School, and we'll be ready to bounce right back in after break. On November 15th, we had our International Education Festival. Our Falcons had the opportunity to learn about different countries and cultures from around the world. They grabbed a passport and visit the wonderful countries displayed boards created by our dedicated international student ambassadors. They were also able to try snacks from most of the countries. Our student ambassadors did a great job making their trifolds and making this day a success. I wanted to congratulate our drama students and Miss Bartlett for a great performance on Beware the House of the Haunted Hill. They did an amazing job. On November 16th, our cheerleaders got the opportunity to perform in Disneyland's Christmas Parade. The week of November 18th through the 22nd, our staff members held a secret Spirit Week. Without informing the students, several of the staff members participated in a Spirit Week. It was great to see all of our students' reactions on the crazy things our staff were wearing. It brought many smiles on students' faces, and we were very thankful to have a staff that cares about our students. On November 21st, our football team was hosted by IHOP and Duarte. A huge thank you to them for providing a breakfast and a fun time for our football team. It is amazing to see our community to come together and celebrate and support our students. The week of December 2nd to December 6th, we had our Inside Out Spirit Week leading up to our fall rally. During the fall rally, we were able to showcase all of our fall sports, AP Pastors, Spring Semester Honor Roll. It is great to see all of our amazing students being recognized for their hard work and dedication. During the rally, we had a special surprise from our staff. They did a surprise dance with Mariah Carey performing her hit song, All I Want for Christmas, with her trusty background dancers. A huge shout out to our ASB who did an amazing job making a beautiful rally walls and decorations. Recently, several of our math students from Mr. Olivas' math classes have been working on their final rover project. This project requires significant levels of patience, troubleshooting, and practical problem solving. The students were tasked with mastering fundamental Python programming to operate a robotic rover. Many of our talented woodshop students have been working hard in Mr. Six's woodshop classes, crafting incredible projects and learning skills that will last a lifetime. On December 5th, our ASB worked with the City of Hope to host a blood drive. Many students were able to participate in this honorable act of being able to donate in order to serve somebody else. On December 11th, Azusa Pacific University offered students on-the-spot admission. We had several students who were admitted on the spot. On December 19th, ASB hosted a magical winter day called Holiday Chaos in our Falcon Wonderland. Students were able to have photos with Santa and his cheerful elves, enjoy free candy canes, experience snow magic for the ultimate winter vibe. Last Friday, we also had a winter concert at the high school that featured Duarte Unified School District's intermediate and high school music ensembles. A huge thank you to our talented culinary students led by Chef Prince for amazing finger foods that added to the delicious touch to that evening. The past couple of weekends, the City of Duarte have hosted Breakfast with Santa and Holiday in the Park, which has been a great opportunity for DHS students to volunteer with their clubs such as Key Club and Interact. Currently, as you all know, we are on final schedule at the high school. Our students are working vigorously to get the grades they deserve. Coming back from break, there will be an In-N-Out truck at our high school where students can purchase tickets and get some In-N-Out. In January, ASB will be hosting MORP, which is backwards prom, for students to have a fun time. In late February, we will have our winter rally, which will showcase our winter sports and fall semester honor roll students. Many college acceptances have been arriving for students recently due to many colleges sending acceptances early this year. Our students have been getting acceptances from the UCs, Cal States, and several private institutions. We have had one student who has been accepted into an Ivy League school from Early Action.
Princeton.
I wanted to congratulate our football team for making it all the way to semifinals. Although we lost a tough game, it was an amazing season. This team will go down as one of the best teams this city has seen. The last time we went this far in CIF was in 1992. This program has grown and developed not just to produce wins, but to have a great heart. With football ending, that concludes all of our fall sports. Boys soccer is training and is going to be playing several preseason games. They've been playing several preseason games in the past month, and we're excited to see how they do this season under new management. Girls soccer, with record numbers this year, they are excited to tackle their season. They are currently on a 3-game win streak and have scored 25 goals in the past 3 games. Our boys basketball, they have been training for quite some time, and we love to see all 3 teams have some action. Our girls basketball, we love to see them also prepare for their season as they work hard to grow and develop. Our wrestling team are our hardest workers on campus, and they're always training to be the best they can be. They have participated in several tournaments lately, and we're excited to see them get started. League for all of our winter sports begin once we get back from winter break. I hope you are all able to come by in a night in January and catch a soccer or a basketball game or watch wrestling training. Recently, as you all know, our athletics program have been blooming, which means our turf is now being used more than ever. Turf fields are meant to be used for about 8 to 10 years, and I recently found out that we have had this turf field for about 12 years now. And although we may be able to extend it, but due to the amount of use, I think it's time for some upkeep on our fields to keep up with our athletics program. And I also wanted to address our concession stands. Many of our athletics programs use it, and it has come to my attention that the electrical panels are not always working correctly, causing difficulties, which also includes a non-working ice machine. We need an upkeep to address these issues, and although they may seem small, these issues are important to keep our program strong. Due to the recent construction, we will no longer have an accessible parking space for students. Although we have a parking space by the skate park, it is inconvenient because it is a good amount of walking to the school, and then many students have been parking in the district parking lot, and this is more accessible, but it would be nice to have a designated spots for our students. On a good note, I wanted to shout out our amazing staff and faculty at Duarte High School. Our staff works tirelessly for us and makes sure we have the best. They go above and beyond and make sure we have a good time at school and enjoy school. Like I mentioned earlier, they had a spirit week, performed at our rally, and much more. I am very grateful for all of our staff members, and I believe this year's staff is one of the best this high school has seen in a really long time. And I wanted to also say thank you to Dr. Hillman, who recently has been on our campus, and she recently met with a group of students. We all appreciate your effort to try and make our school the best it can be. The level of support we have from you is highly appreciating. Thank you for showing the students that you care for them. As I conclude, I wanted to express my gratitude for allowing all of you to represent Duarte High School as the student board member. And I also wanted to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to attend CSBA. I learned so much that I can not only bring to the table, but also show the next person who will fulfill my position next year. Plus, being at Disneyland was a nice perk. Duarte High is always thriving, but of course we can always have improvement. I love being a part of the conversation that can provide change for the better. I hope you all have a wonderful break and enjoy the holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla. What an example of the passion that you have for our Duarte Unified School District, and especially to the Duarte High School. Thank you, my dear. Okay, we now move to the superintendent report.
Thank you. Good evening to our board members, our staff who are here, and our community members. Tonight marks a very important moment for our governance team as we welcome a newly formed board. While we are missing one of our members this evening, I do want to acknowledge the significance of this opportunity for the board to organize itself and to align their collective efforts. This dedicated group of individuals as a board will shape the direction and vision for our schools, ensuring that their decisions reflect the needs and aspirations of our students, staff, and of our community. This is just the beginning of our journey together as a governance team, and I'm really excited about our work ahead. So on this evening's agenda, there are two items that sort of signify the start of some of the important work. First, we do have a public hearing for the renewal of the charter for California School of the Arts San Gabriel Valley. This hearing provides an opportunity for the public to share their thoughts. While the board will not take formal action tonight, this is an essential step in gathering input from our community as the board considers this renewal in the coming weeks. Second, the board will consider the selection of the contractor who will undertake the work of relocating and modernizing facilities for MIT in Beardsley. This project includes the planned relocation of MIT to district property west of Duarte High School. Additionally, the work at Beardsley will involve moving our child development program to the Beardsley campus and upgrading classrooms to include specialized instructional space for our middle school students. These upgrades will support teaching and learning in areas such as art, music, and science, ensuring that our facilities reflect the needs of 21st century education. So at the same time that we're starting new things, we're really also recognizing that this evening marks the close of the first semester of the school year. Our students are in the midst of finishing their final projects and exams, showcasing their learning and growth over the past months. It has been my joy to visit classrooms at the high school and all the other schools and witness this excitement of our students as they share their work, each project reflecting their creativity and their effort and understanding. This season also brings opportunities for celebration. So across our schools, students have been sharing their talents through spirited performance and events. These moments really do remind us of the incredible dedication of our teachers, staff, and families who nurture and support our students in every aspect of their education. So as we all look ahead to a well-deserved winter break, I hope everyone in our community takes the time to rest and recharge and enjoy the season with family and friends. When we return in January, we begin the second half of the school year ready to continue the important work of helping every student succeed. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Hillman. We'll now move to item 13, request to address the board. Dr. Hillman.
Thank you. I'm going to call you up on the people who submitted yellow cards. I'm getting my timer ready. Each person will have 3 minutes. The first person I'm going to call up is Tanya Aviles. I hope I'm saying it right. Is that okay?
Hello, I'm Tanya Aviles. My son goes to Duarte, both my boys, and I've always advocated for them to get whatever accommodations and resources that they need. But what's come to my attention is that kids in his class aren't getting those, whether the parents don't know how to advocate, they don't know what resources are out there. And what I've also come to my attention that there is a lot of lawsuits that are going on, and so I would like to just bring it up to the attention that if we can get some type of funding to get tutoring before it becomes the lawsuit and then invest in that, where we're losing money, the district's losing money in lawsuits instead of getting these students where they need to be, and it's the whole class, like to the point where it's alarming that this class is struggling, and it's a 4th grade class. Thankfully, I've outsourced outside of the district to get my boys tutoring, and they're succeeding, and it's great. And those assessments are being sent to the district of where they started before tutoring and after tutoring, so that the district could see their progress. And for me, it's like, how do we help the rest of the students, the rest of the kids in that grade, in that classroom? And so I just really want to bring that to you guys' attention. So, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, and then who would I speak to after to just, how would we address it and move forward with that?
I'll have staff follow up with you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Lydia Cardswell.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me out there? First of all, I want to thank Dr. Hellman for calling me second on this, but I am
You're
Lydia
welcome.
Carswell. I reside on 236 Mel Canyon Road. I have lived in the city for 50 years. And I want to talk a little bit about Andres Duarte, my impressions. After 13 years of teaching in LAUSD, I chose to move to Duarte schools because my children were coming here. And I wanted to know what was going on. I took a position at Andres Duarte, not knowing where it was, since I only drove Huntington Drive for groceries and to get to my job in Los Angeles. I stayed at Andres Duarte for 14 years. I went to the meeting when the board decided to close Andres Duarte because I felt I needed to support the board. I didn't want Andres Duarte closed. That was my school for many years. But fiscally, when I saw 300 students at the school that used to have 625 when I was there, was a little sad. And you cannot run a school, a campus that large with so few children. When I first came to this city, and I think a lot of you have heard this, there was this thing about Huntington Drive was the divider. The schools north were better, supposedly, right? The schools south were not as good. Well, I knew better than that. So the 14 years I was there, I worked hard to prove otherwise. We had a compliance review. The state comes out, someone from Department of Ed and people from different school districts to review what the school is doing. They chose Andres Duarte. I worked hard with my staff and we got a perfect review. Perfect. The people on that team said to all of us, if I had a child this age and I lived here, I would be proud to send my students, my child, to Andres Duarte School. I want to say that all the schools in Duarte that I've had experience with, Valley View as the principal and Valley View as a volunteer, Royal Oaks as a volunteer, and Andres Duarte as a teacher, an outreach consultant, and the principal. All of our schools are worthy of merit and praise. And when I hear people saying things without data back up about how awful our schools are, it really makes me sad. Really does. So I'm asking all of you to do just what Dr. Hillman said here. Work together collectively
That's
to
the end of your
align
time, Carter.
your efforts, please, board. Please work together for the betterment of the children in this city.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mrs. Carlos.
Thank you. Mr. John Fasana, please.
Thank you. Good evening. And at this time, I first want to congratulate Mr. Reyes and Dr. Haas on being elected to the board. You fought hard. You ran campaigns that appealed to the people in your district. I also want to congratulate Tonette Reyes and Eddie Howard for also running and speaking out for what they believed as well. I do want to say, though, and I did see this flyer on Facebook. It wasn't delivered to me about the 1,500 students and about saving the park with Andres Duarte. I want to say a few things. First of all, the park absolutely should be saved, at least this equivalent park space. I hope that the board would do that with whatever happens with the development. But at the same time, I think it's very clear, the 1,500 students, I've gone to the census data, I've looked at the numbers. There is no way that we are at 1,500 students, maybe 800, maybe 900. Even if you push it up to 1,000, but if you look at the census data and if you look at the enrollment data, it's not that high. Now, the argument can be made, can we pull all these others out of private schools and parochial schools and home education? I mean, short of enforcing them to go to the schools, I don't think that's realistically going to happen. Now, Mr. Reyes did point out just now the issues with the budget. And I think they are critical, what you're facing over the next few years. And also, I will say that in terms of that flyer, Mr. Reyes was true to his campaign that he was going to raise that issue. And he did that. I expect people are here this evening for that. So I think he owed that to people that he represents to raise that issue since he campaigned on that. But at the same time, from the numbers I see, I don't think that reopening that school will help the district. It will exacerbate the budget situation. So I ask that we move on and look for other ways. We certainly would benefit from maybe more demographic research, figure out how to target people based on whatever the enrollments are and how the enrollments are changing by ethnicity, by region, that this type of research with people that know the census data but no recent trends would be very helpful. So I would fully support that, and of course, improve communication and outreach by the district as well. So I thank you for your time, and I'll yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pasana.
Thank you. Lois Gaston.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate your giving me the opportunity to address this board. I'm here tonight to, number one, congratulate you, Tom and Laura, for taking on the responsibility of being on this board. It is, in my opinion, the hardest job to do within a city. And I appreciate the fact that you're willing to do that. I also want to thank Eddie Howard, Tonette Reyes, and the other candidate, and Jim Kirshner, anyone who chose to put their hat in the ring to serve on our city's agencies. It's commendable. I urge you all to please, on this board, pull up your job description and figure out how to do your job as best as you can. For me and a lot of other folks that are in this audience, we're willing to help in any way you'd like us to help. Feel free to call. I have tried calling all of you, I think, to offer that. I'm not sure that I have all the right answers, but I have some of the things that I think some of our folks in the community are concerned with. I am concerned that that you stay aboard. We need varying opinions. We don't need yes women and yes men, but there is a respectful and a professional way to get it done. You are a team. It is impossible for you to move forward with confidence and with fervor if you're always looking at who's stabbing you in the back. Please don't, when you serve in the county and in the state, please don't trash Duarte schools. Guess what? Those people come back, they call, they tell us. We are not perfect, but let's try as a team, the 5 of you as a team, to work on ways to make things better. We have the best facilities, and in many instances, the best students in this state, in this nation. Let's make sure that we can pull together and get the job done. Tom, you and I had a conversation in the parking lot a few months ago. I'm ready. Whenever you're ready to have part 2, just let me know. I've asked every elected official in this city to reach out and offer support to all of you. I do hope that you and the new mayor and the mayor pro tem and the city council will partner together and pull Duarte up again. We are better than we think we are because we have people who are willing to work together to make sure that we do.
That's your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Gaston.
going to break a rule, if I may, because I'm old and I may not get to come back again. The last time I looked at data, we should have closed Duarte years ago. And in addition to that, we should have closed more than one school if we want to be financially stable.
Thank you. That
All right.
concludes your time. Thank you, Ms. Gaston. Steve Hernandez.
I know.
Steve Hernandez. I want to say I agree with what Lois had to say. You know, we're one city and we're a small city. And with that in mind, we need to work together. We need to get things done, and we need to basically focus on survival. That's not something special for us. That's basically something going on throughout the county and actually throughout the state and the country. We're not an exception. But we are an exception in one way, and that is that we're much smaller than others, and we have a lot more than others. And we've managed to keep it because no matter what's being said or how it's being said, factually, we're still here. And that's where I want us to stay. And I went through the RPAC when they wanted to close the school, and that's when Dr. Musarino was here, and the one they chose was Beardsley. I can't begin to tell you how I felt about that, because that's basically, my kids didn't go to school here until the oldest was in 5th grade, and that's because of the same rumors that are going around today. Our schools aren't good, there's a lot of problems, the scores are bad, so I put them in private school. But I had a curse, and that was a woman named Jan White, and she basically chewed me out and kicked me out, and after I calmed down, I realized she was right, and I got involved. And like I said, that's why my kids went into the schools. And Beardsley, by the way, like Royal Oaks, are 2 schools that were California Distinguished Schools. But my feeling at the time was, if it had to go, it had to go. It wasn't my place to go against what was being done, because I saw then what was happening. And I agree. We need to all work together. You don't have to see things the same way, but you really have to come to some conclusions together. And that means that the 5 of you are going to have to communicate more. And that's what the workshops I think that Nadia is talking about are going to be for. And believe me, whatever gets chosen in the future isn't going to be because it's political or it's racial or any other thing. It's basically survival. We got to change, and change comes whether we want it or not, but that as a species is what kept us alive. And you two, I'm welcoming you both, because Tom, I don't always agree with you, but it's not that I disagree with you in what you do, it's your approach. And believe me, I know how you feel about your school, and I'm not about to tell you you're wrong, but I am about to tell you that you need to do some homework on it too. It's not something any of us want to face, but it's something we have to face. Thank you.
That concludes your time. Thank you. That concludes this public comment in this section.
Thank you, Dr. Hillman. We now move to item 14, general functions. Approve the minutes of the regular meeting of November 14, 2024, and a special meeting of December 2nd, 2022. I need the motion, and Laura, Dr. Hassel and Mr. Reyes should abstain in voting, but, so I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Ms. Holguin, second by Diaz. There is any discussion?
It cannot get approved. There's only 2 of you.
It's okay. We can do it.
We can do it.
You don't have a quorum.
We,
There's a quorum present.
If there's only 2 votes, that's not a quorum.
the only thing is that right now there is 4 board members, there is a quorum. That the issue is that the other 2 people are no longer, I mean, one is out of the country and the other one is a former board member, but
He's
there
not
are
here
three
to
of them.
vote. He's not here.
Okay, I will say Rosa, motion approved, and Mr. Reyes say no, and
You abstained.
Diaz,
Yes,
yes.
He has to abstain.
Yeah, and Mr. Reyes abstained,
And
and Mrs. Hassel also, so.
Right, you have to abstain. You weren't there. Yeah. You can't approve it with two people.
Okay, I will let the superintendent lead with that, decision. And so I move to approve the consent calendar. The next item of business is the adoption of the consent calendar. Does anyone want to remove any item for separate discussion or action? Since we have no objection, may I have a motion to approve the consent calendar? Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second? Second by Dr. Hassel. All in favor, or this is all name by name? All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Any opposition?
Any opposition? Zero. Motion adjourned. Motion passed, I'm sorry. Okay, I will go to my. I will go to item number 3. Where is it? I will go all the way to construction and modernization, right? Thank you. We'll now move to item number 3, construction and modernization project update, December 2024. Receive for information the construction and modernization project update. Move to item 4, accept gift and donation. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Reyes.
Yes, for discussion.
Discussion?
I have a public comment from Shelby. I'm sorry, I can't read your. Would you state your name for the record? I'm sorry.
Shelby Marusage.
Thank you. Sorry, I apologize.
And I apologize to Mercedes for not filling out my yellow card correctly. But I did have some comments about Andres Duarte. I've been a resident for over 25 years, and both of my sons went to AD. Both of my sons went to Northview, and both of my sons went to Duarte High School. Where things changed for me was when my eldest son graduated from high school, but then when my second son got into Duarte High School, and I saw the same problems that I was seeing with my first son, I pulled him out immediately, within a couple months, and I put him into Rio Hondo Prep, and it was the best thing I ever did. And even just from listening tonight, I'm still hearing some of the same issues, from parents that are concerned, that they don't have the proper tutoring, the kids, not at the AD level. At Andres Duarte, that was a fantastic school. It was amazing. My kids had the best experience there. That wasn't the issue. For me, and what my story is things started to go bad in the junior high and high school level. And that's why I had to do what I had to do. With that said, I also agree with some of the people that have said, look at the data. I don't believe the data, and I thank you for your flyer. This is what encouraged me to come here today, because I do also believe that this 1,500 students is misleading. There are not enough students for this school, although I loved this school. Duarte is an aging community. We don't have enough young families coming into Duarte because they can't afford to live here. There is no housing for them. There's no affordable housing in this community because there's not enough room. So we need more, projects like this so my kids, they could live in this community. One of my sons, he already had to leave the state because he can't afford to live here. My son, who's living with me now, we're not sure what's going to happen. But he definitely can't afford to buy a house in Duarte. And you guys, again, are failing him again. You failed him on the education level, and now you're failing him on his ability to be a homeowner, potentially. I just wonder about what the focus is here, you know, and why we're reopening up this issue when the data doesn't support, you know, looking at this again. And again, I want to talk a bit, one more point about addressing the housing crisis. You know, we see the homelessness here, you know, in Duarte. You know, people are losing their homes. It's an issue not just in this community, but all, you know, throughout LA County. And I think we really want to do our part in helping our community. Building a project like this would be helpful. And I agree with keeping the park.
Thank you. Thank you for. Go back to 4.
Okay, I would like to go back to item 4, accept gift and donation, and it was moved by Mrs. Holguin, and second by, it was Mr. Reyes, or? Yes. Yeah. It was Mr. Reyes? Yes. You did, okay. Mr. Reyes. There is any discussion? Okay, all in favor to accept gift and donations?
Well, hold on one second.
Okay.
The created to benefit schools and our Students Foundation. Who's behind making that possible to happen for our kids?
It's a foundation that gives provides.
No, but who invited them? Who initiated it to get them over here to Duarte and to be so generous to us?
This is the international students who visit our schools on a B2 visa. Their student come from countries. They were able to come and see how our schools operate on a short-term basis, and this organization does the recruitment of that and donates to our schools on behalf of allowing the schools to come visit, the students to come visit our schools.
What is, like, Mr. Morris behind this?
Mr. Morris is in charge of our international program. He's part of that recruiting, making sure that we get the students who can come over with the different visas.
Because this donation is awesome, $16,894 to the high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank whoever's responsible, because I think this is great. This is great. You know, anytime we could get money for our children, hey, I'm all behind it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Yeah, we agree. We now, so all in favor? Okay, aye. Motion approved. Okay, we now move to educational services. Public hearing on CSR renew charter petition. May I have a motion to open to the public hearing?
Move to open.
Move to open by Mr. Reyes, second by Mrs. Holguin. By person or all in favor? All in favor to open the public hearing?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. The public hearing is now open.
Excuse me. I will invite first Ms. Juliana Edwards to come to the microphone, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. Thank you.
A little taller. Good evening, board. Thank you for your service to our community. I just wanted to basically come here and express my gratitude for bringing CS Arts to Duarte, because CS Arts brought my family to this wonderful community. My introverted daughter sang before she could speak, and we knew a traditional academic environment would be too confining for her. In 2017, when I learned that a new school for the arts was opening in Duarte, I was ecstatic. After attending a preview day, I knew CS Arts would be ideal for her. Once she was admitted, because we are an all-in family, my husband and I took a leap of faith and moved our family from Altadena to Duarte in 2018 before the start of her first year. Not only did she love her vocal conservatory at CS Arts, she was so happy being in such a diverse student body at Royal Oaks, where she attended middle school. When it was time for our youngest to go to middle school, our daughter's positive experience made Royal Oaks an easy choice. He participated in after-school basketball, football, and the debate team until the world shut down to tackle COVID. Being quarantined, we loved Duarte even more. We took advantage of the bike paths and the parks, using them for home PE and lunch every day. Fortunately, our son got to return to school in person to start his freshman year at DHS. My husband and I are both products of public schools and knew our driven son could get a great education at DHS with the early college program, AP classes, small student body, and the dedicated teachers. So while our daughter was shining at CS Arts next door, in the classroom and on stage, our son was thriving academically on the tennis court, and building lifelong friendships at DHS. Both couldn't have imagined attending a different school. We've recruited many from Altadena to CS Arts and Duarte Academies because of our experience. Our decision to move to Duarte and really get involved in both schools and the community turned out better than we could ever have imagined. Because my daughter's unique experience at CS Arts, she had the confidence to audition for and receive a significant tuition scholarship to Berklee College of Music in Boston, where she just completed her first semester. And our son, now a senior at DHS, who dove into all that DHS had to offer, received early admission to Princeton University and will be attending in the fall. We are grateful that CS Arts brought us to this awesome community. My husband and I will always be indebted to Duarte for offering 2 environments for our kids to flourish, and we hope the relationship between CS Arts and DHS continues to grow and make Duarte such a wonderful place to live.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Nicole Reed.
Good evening, trustees of the Board of Education, Dr. Hillman, and Duarte leadership. My name is Nicole Reed, and I'm honored to serve as Principal of Academics at California School of the Arts, San Gabriel Valley. On behalf of our entire school community, I want to express our sincere gratitude to the Duarte Unified School District for being such incredible partners in education, as well as for receiving our charter renewal petition. 8 years ago, a group of leaders composed of administrators, school board members, many of you, myself, had a vision to create this unique partnership rooted in school choice, innovation, and expanded educational and career opportunities for students. I want to emphasize how much we have valued our relationship with this district and community over the years. Your steadfast support, collaboration, and belief in our mission has been invaluable. Together, we have created opportunities for our students to excel, not only in academics, but in artistic pursuits, leadership endeavors, and personal growth. This partnership has also led to increased enrollment within Duarte Unified School District, resulting in a significant financial benefit to the district. The charter renewal process allows us the opportunity to reflect on our achievement and state our continued commitment to honoring the shared vision of excellence in education for all students. Since our initial charter petition, CS Arts has held both the #1 and #2 spots for best charter high school in all of California, according to niche.com. We are also currently the #3 best public high school in LA County, the #5 most diverse public high school in LA County, and the #5 best high school for the arts in America. We currently serve students from over 90 cities across 5 regions of this wonderful state, bringing a very diverse community of families into Duarte regularly to frequent local businesses and attend any of the more than 65 performances and shows that we offer each year. We are also the largest commuting block in all of LA County on the Metro, with about 350 students coming to us via the A line every day. On average, 11% of our families reside right here in Duarte, and about 21% in the middle school. We attribute part of this growth to the addition of the 6th grade program, which better attracts families into this community from elementary schools and others that end at 5th grade. Our success outcomes are undeniable. Our students significantly outperform statewide averages, and 100% of our class of 2024 was accepted into 4-year institutions. 92% of them were UC A through G eligible last year, and our alumni are attending top universities and arts programs in the country. In the short time that we've been in Duarte, we've been able to achieve these impressive statistics as a direct result of our partnership with DUSD. Alongside an incredible teaching staff, passionate students, and our very committed families, this magical place is helping to transform student lives. I want to very intensely express our gratitude. We love being in Duarte. You are incredible, and we are excited to continue that partnership.
Thank you. Next speaker, Genevieve Spinella.
Good evening. My name is Genevieve Spinella, and I'm deeply honored to serve as the Duarte USD appointed President of the Board of Trustees for California School of the Arts, San Gabriel Valley. Over the past 5 years, I've had the privilege of providing governance and oversight for CS Arts SGV on behalf of Duarte Unified, and I'm immensely proud of the accomplishments made possible through our unprecedented partnership. The commitment of CS Arts SGV's administration to serve our Duarte students, as well as students across the San Gabriel Valley and beyond, has been steadfast. In partnership with the Dragon Kim Foundation, CS Arts SGV has been offering free music lessons to Duarte USD elementary students in 3rd through 5th grade since its inaugural year. CS Arts has also been teaching dance curriculum to elementary school students through the PE program at Beardsley, Maxwell, Royal Oaks, and Valley View since the very beginning. Through the middle school joint program, CS Arts has enrolled more than 1,000 new Duarte USD students to our schools, bringing in much-needed ADA funds. I'm so grateful that Duarte USD School Board had the vision and courage to partner with CS Arts for the benefit of our students, families, teachers, and community at large. As a business person here in the city, my family and I have also seen the positive economic impact that CS Arts has made on the businesses in our community. As one of the largest employers in our city, they're bringing families from over 90 cities across Southern California into our city every single day. I could speak about the benefits of having CS Arts in this partnership all night long, but my true purpose is to express gratitude for your commitment to students and education here in our city, and also to thank you because my sons were raised and born here, went to schools here, went to all the elementary schools, and then Duarte High School and CS Arts, and received an excellent education through that process. As you go through the charter renewal process with CS Arts, I would like to make myself available to all of you for any questions, any insight, anything that I can help with. And I look forward to many years of collaboration and partnership between CS Arts and DUSD. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have Mitch and Kim Riley. Did I say it right?
Good evening. I'm loud enough that I don't need a microphone, but I promise I'll use it. My name's Mitch Riley. This is my wife, Kim Riley, and we are proud to stand here to help support the renewal charter for CS Arts here in Duarte. We live in Monrovia, right on the Monrovia-Duarte border, and have considered Duarte our second home. Proud to say that that's been official for over the past 7 years, as our daughter was able to attend all 6 years through CS Arts, Royal Oaks for 2 years, and the high school for 4, and also just recently graduated in this spring. She also encouraged her younger brother, who is now a student of CS Arts, to continue, so we've got 3 more years of joy at this school. We are touched to have been seeing the beliefs that the Duarte Unified School District brings up, believing in a community of learners, of a culture of caring and respect, of students who are motivated to learn, and know that that 100% reflects everything that goes into what CS Arts puts for all of our students. The Duarte Unified School District site even highlights CS Arts as part of your competitive advantage plan, focusing on results, service-centered, 21st century schools with strong partnerships. And I think the statistics that Principal Reed was able to bring up, #1 school or charter school in LA County, #2 charter school in California, #11 charter school in America, #3 best public high school in LA County, #7 best public high school in California, #5 best high school of the arts in America, stands to prove that those results have continued over the past full 7 school years of what CS Arts has been able to do. We are thrilled not only with what they've been able to do for all of the students who are succeeding, but those who also need the special attention. Students of all different learning styles are treated with dignity and respect throughout the CS Arts population. So we request on behalf of all of the parents from CS Arts to continue the partnership and the charter of CS Arts with Duarte Unified School District with our pride and joy that we can continue to support this amazing city.
And since we still have a little bit more time, I wanted to say that we live in Monrovia. Our daughter's friends who all go to CS Arts, they come from all over. There's Pasadena, Altadena, San Gabriel. My goddaughter, it just did a preview day last weekend at CS Arts because she's not feeling accepted where she is in La Cañada. So people literally come from cities all over just to come to this school because it's that special of a place. So I think it's a wonderful place and it needs to continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those conclude our comments.
Okay, thank you for your comments. And do I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Move to close.
Moved by Mr. Reyes, second.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Holguin. All in favor to close the public hearing? Aye.
So we want to just take a moment for break and announce that we're going to take back the minutes. And then we want to make sure that we get the minutes approved. So if not, we're going to do it now. We'll take it back to the next meeting.
So we want to,
We're going to go back and get the minutes back.
right now. Oh, okay. Okay. So I just said, okay, I just been told by our superintendent that we will, the minutes of the last meeting, we will have it back.
14.1.
14.1, we will have it back on the next board meeting, right?
Yes, when we have
Okay.
the full board.
When we have the full board.
So they were not.
Yeah, so they are not approved. They were not approved. So, thank you. We now continue with business, item 16, business and finances. Resolution 082425, adopting public informal bidding pursuant to the California Uniform Public Construction Cost Accounting Act. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Holguin. Second? Second by Mrs. Hasso.
Yes, could that be explained?
Okay, Dr. Hillman.
Yes. Ms. Bell, can I ask you to give a little more of an explanation of the resolution, please?
So the CUPCA is a program, and agencies opt into the program. And in that program, it allows the district to go out for bids for anywhere between $15,000 to $200,000. And so there's a bank of contractors, and you can go there without having to go through the formal process of RFPs.
I didn't get that last part. Could you please repeat? The last couple sentences.
You don't have to go out for the RFPs? That part?
Yes, yeah.
That was it? I don't.
No, but back up because
What part?
you were, could just repeat please again.
Okay. So it's agencies opt into this program, the
Okay.
CUPCA program.
Okay.
The program allows for us to to go get contractors anywhere between $15,000 and $200,000, different parameters. So we don't have to do formal RFP processes. So they are vetted into this program, so we don't have to do that part.
And so who's vetting them? Who vets them?
That's the program. The CUPCA is the program that
Oh,
vets them.
that's
The
the
companies
program that
opt
does
into the
that.
program.
Okay.
And then we can go there and get
Gotcha.
plumbers and things like that.
Thank you.
Instead of having to go out for formal bids.
Now I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 2, selection of lease-back contractor and award of lease-back contract to contractors for Berkeley Dual Language Academy and Mount Olive Innovation and Technology Continuation High School relocation and modernization project. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Holguin, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Reyes. There is any discussion?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Reyes.
Yes, where is this supposed to be happening? Okay, I heard, the west side of the high school, but where exactly is the location going to be? And also, is it taking up more green space?
Sorry, I can't see your face. I want to make sure the questions. So the MIT would move to the west end of the campus on the other side, kind of above where the skate park is. And
So it's going to take that ball field also?
well, there'll be the section over there.
Well, that's what I'm trying to that's what I'd like to know. How far, how big, how wide, I haven't been given, I don't know if Dr. Hazo has, but I haven't been given any, any plans, nothing of what you guys have approved or agreed upon before we got on the board.
Great. So thank you. I'm going to have Ms. Bell speak to this for right now. We did have a plan that was approved. Our architect worked on it. The board approved it in April. I know it was before you were on the board. But what the next steps in terms of what we're going to do. Ms. Bell, this is a weird section here.
So, Mr. Reyes, we plan to have the architect come back in January and provide that information for you. But prior to that, there were 2 board meetings. And in April, like Dr. Hillman said, that information was given then. If you want the actual renderings and things like that, then we're going to present that to you in January.
Okay, but what I'm trying to prevent is us spending more money, okay, on something that maybe the community doesn't want, okay? Because what I heard, and this is what I heard, okay, because I haven't been shown anything, is that it's going to encroach upon where there's a girls' softball field that the city rents out all the time, and it is used all the time. And so if we're going to eliminate that, we need our green space. And so we need to find a different location. I don't know what happened to out in left field of the varsity baseball area that it was closer towards going towards Bank of America, because that was what we had approved quite a few years back. And then all of a sudden I hear about this new location.
I'm not sure about the location is in that area.
And
the
we
entrance is central. I think what you're referring to is where Bank of America, they wanted the entrance there first.
Correct.
But that's no longer. The entrance is in Central, so it's still.
No.
I'm sorry.
They were going to build it there. That's where, because we paid a little Diversified Architects.
Mm-hmm.
We paid them years ago, probably maybe $1 million, okay, and to do all this, and it's like there's money out the window.
No, we haven't wasted any money on that. So what I'm saying is you're almost correct about where the location, the Bank of America on that side, it's still in that area. I can't tell you what part of that, but in that area, but the entrance is from Central. So you're still right where you're saying.
Okay,
it's
so
still
but
there.
what I'm saying is
And
it's
yes, it is
going to come and
encroach.
take
It's going
that
to encroach.
whole,
It's not going
right.
to. It's not going to take all of it. It is going to encroach it. So then I said in January, Little is going to come back, and then you can ask your questions, and then we'll provide the renderings for you.
Oh, well, I wish they were here tonight so I could, see them. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just have a question. So, in terms of what we're looking at tonight, what I'd like to get clarification on is that at this point, the way I read it, and if I'm reading it wrong, please correct me, that today what we're doing is approving the selection of this contractor, but that we're not approving any plans because the plans don't exist yet and they can't exist until we have a contractor?
There are plans.
There
but
are
today
plans.
we are
Okay.
approving the contractor.
Okay, we're not approving any plans
Any
today. We're
plans.
just approving, who is it?
The selection, if
The
I may.
selection of
The
the
selection
contractors.
of, this
To-
was,
Okay,
To, we're approving the contractor to start the job, no?
No. You're approving the contractor, then you have to go and approve the there's a draft attached to the agenda. So that's the draft preliminary services agreement. And so we are to look at it, you are to look at it, their legal team is looking at it, and then we come back to you with the let me tell you, we come back to approve it in January when Little comes.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
All
And so
right.
when Little comes and shows you, then we're going to bring the contract back and show you, and those are the preliminary services. Then we come back after that for the further contract to ratify that. And
Thank
then
you.
we do a notice to proceed, and then the services start.
Okay, I get you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Item number 3, AB 1290, Compliance Resolution 092425, regarding geographic usage restrictions on AB 1290 pass through in compliance with Health and Safety Code Section 33607.5 and Education Code Section 4223A et sec. I don't even know that. What is
did you finish?
abbreviation? Yeah,
Et sec.
et sec, yeah. Can you, okay, move to approve the compliance resolution. Moved by Ms. Hovin, second.
Second. Could
Second by
that- could-
Mr. Reyes.
could
Now
that
we
be
need
explained, please?
discussion. Yes.
Please explain.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Bell, would you please explain
I
the
need a better
pass-through?
mic.
Thank you.
Busy tonight.
Okay, so Mr. Reyes, if you remember, in my budget stabilization plan, we talked about the redevelopment agencies, and this was a way for us to generate revenue. So this is what this information, this resolution is about, the redevelopment agencies around Duarte that include Irwindale, Azusa, and Monrovia. Duarte has exhausted their redevelopment agencies. There's no more properties that we can receive funds from. So now we only receive funds from Azusa, Monrovia, and Irwindale.
So it goes into a pool.
It goes into a pool, and then we get it back. And so for the next, let me see,
You said 30.
12 years, for the Azusa, Monrovia, we get money then for the next 12 fiscal years. And I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's in my budget stabilization plan that I presented last month. I think it's $30,000
$30,000.
for the next 12 years, and that's a part of our revenue. And then Azusa still contributes, I think it's $12,000 for the next 2 years, and then they're out.
So nothing comes from the new construction of the
No.
apartments? No?
No.
Okay.
Are you talking, which new apartments? The new ones?
Ours, the ones that we've been building.
The ones in Duarte right now, they're being
right,
built.
Right.
The way it was kind of explained to me, it was like, it's almost like Swiss cheese. So if you fall into a hole, we have no more holes.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now we move to item number 7, 9 agendized items by board members, student board member, and superintendent for discussion only. I will go with, oh my goodness, I will go, I will go with, first with Dr. Hasso.
Okay, thank you so much. I just wanted to start off by thanking the community members for coming out, regardless of what you're standing on. Our job as a board is to listen to different perspectives and from multiple points and listened to that. So thank you for those of you who came up to the mic and gave us some food for thought and some extra things to consider, including the CS Arts folks. Thank you for coming up and sharing your ideas as well. I want to thank Mayor Pro Tem Tara Martin Del Campo for swearing me in tonight. I know you have a lot on your plate as a council member. You have a full-time job. You've got kids. You're doing it all. So thank you for taking your time. And I also want to just thank the board members as well. I recognize that I have the least tenure on this table here. And so I know, Ms. Diaz, I'll be looking to you quite a bit. Mr. Reyes, I know you have quite a few years of experience. Rosa, I know you're kind of early on, but just thank you for, your, what do you call it? Your collaboration thus far. So thank you so much. I want to thank my husband for being along my side through this journey of campaigning. Couldn't have done it without you, so thank you so much. And then I wanted to just kind of touch on some of the comments that were made around students. We had kind of the story of several students. And so I think one of the parents walked away, but we heard from a parent who had a challenging time in our schools. Then we heard from a parent who had an amazing time, whose one kid went to Berkeley Music School, another kid is at Princeton. And so to me, as an educator, those are the type of equity issues. When we talk about equity, that's when we're not meeting the needs of all students. And we call that out in our mission. And so as long as we have those gaps, we definitely have some work to do. So whatever the decisions we're making, budget, ed services, otherwise, students first and all students. I just wanted to acknowledge some of the great things going on in our school district. So I went to the Duarte High and Middle High School Band winter concert last Friday. I was so impressed. It was kind of the highlight, got me into the season, and so just some great programs and serious talent out there. And I'll be honest, I was kind of like, well, we have CS Arts over there. What's this going to look like? And it was pretty impressive. So congratulations. And congratulations to our football team for making it to CIF. Quite incredible. And just to our seniors who are starting to get those letters of acceptance. I know it's an anxious time of waiting, and so congratulations to those who have gotten them, and then of course those who are waiting on them, whatever their journey may be. I attended, actually all of us attended a dinner last Monday with our CTA leadership, so our president and secretary. It was a nice opportunity for us board members to get together and listen to, it was put on by CTA, the California Teachers Association, and they presented some good things for us to think about around what the future looks like for public education in California, especially around budgets, around funding, and that's a hot topic for us right now, so it was nice to hear their perspective as well. And then Mr. Reyes and I actually attended the CSBA full day orientation for new board members along with Dr. Hillman, and so really good opportunity to kind of demystify the inner workings of the board. They shared a blueprint for running smooth board meetings, and I took away some good insights from there. I think my number one was that our job as board members is a hard one. I think it was Lois Gaston who said, you have the hardest job in the city. And being a longtime educator, like, it's no joke. Being an educator is literally the hardest job. And as board members, we fall into that, and it is really, really hard work, but we have to do the work. So I'll apologize to my family. I haven't been very present this week. I've read the, 376 pages of the CS Arts. Lots and lots of reading, but that's what we signed up for. And so I want to, respect the viewpoint of it's a heavy lift, but it's doable, and I'm all for additional meetings if we need them. I don't see a point of calendaring them. This is just my opinion. Random dates for whatever, but if we need a second meeting for a purpose, do it. But that's the hard work that we signed up for. And I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Hassel. Mr. Reyes.
Yes, thank you. I'd like to thank the community who supported me to get me back on the school board. I'd like to thank my wife, Estella, for putting up with me during the campaign. Yeah, she's over there nodding her head. I was on the board previously for 9 years, from 2011 to 2020. And I lost the 2020 election and 2022 election. And third time's the charm again. We ended up getting a seat for my district. People who are quoting numbers that they say that I'm quoting false numbers. Well, yeah, 1,500 isn't exact. It's over 1,500. Okay, and I have a person in the audience that she downloaded that information for me, shared it with me. We could recapture these kids. I have every faith in us that we could recapture these kids. All we need to do is work hard. That's all we need to do. Put our kids first. Put our children first. It's not happening right now. It's very unfortunate. The school could succeed. They are wanting to build on Andres Duarte school site and a third of the park space, 169 three-story. A couple of them are going to be a couple stories high, but they're right in the people's backyard. And 3 4-bedroom rental properties, townhomes. That is just going to ruin my neighborhood. The traffic is going to be unbearable. And it's unfortunate that the actual community was never told that this was going to happen. It was done in closed doors. The people living across the street from the school had no clue until recently, nor the people that had their backyards on Andres Duarte. They had no clue. They were not told. And yes, we're fighting, and we're going to keep fighting, okay? Because I truly believe we can reopen that school and we can succeed. During my campaign, there are a lot of people who are unhappy with what's going on with the K-8 program, and they want to see a junior high again. We can do it. We can do it. If we all work together, we can do it. And I would love to see a junior high the way I grew up, where you bring in wood shop, metal shop for the kids, okay? And home ec, you would get people from all over wanting to put their kids in there. I loved that program when I was in 7th to 8th grade. It was great, and I didn't realize I was using math to cut corners, angles. This community needs something like that. I just doing easy, simple math. If you have 500 students at 10,000 a student, that's $5 million. I asked the board, what is that development project going to bring the school district in revenue? Because they're going to get a percentage. Nobody could tell me. They can't tell me. I asked the developers the night we had a meeting at Westminster Gardens. They had no clue. Really? You know, are we going to get shortchanged? Because if it's, say, $8 million a year in revenue and rent, and that's gross, that's not net, because you have maintenance, you have all those issues you have to take care of, you have a pool that's in that facility. If you deduct that, are we going to get 50% of that? I doubt it. We're probably going to get 10%, which may be $800,000 to $1 million. That's it. 500 students, that's $5 million. We can do that in a year. The project's going to probably take 3-5 years before it maxes out. It's crowded. Now you have the other situation. You have families that you're saying you're bringing in and drawing in. You close schools. Where are you going to put them? Royal Oaks has 900 students? I mean, they are maxed out. I remember when our kid, my two boys, my sons went there, and there was 600 students there. Oh my gosh, it was ridiculous getting in and out of there. It was terrible. We don't need that. We don't need that. And it's unfortunate that people came up and spoke and disagreed with me, but that's fine. They have every right to. But I am very passionate that I know this could succeed. I know it can happen. Okay? We just have to believe that we can do it and, again, come together as a community. It can be done. I had a neighbor down the street from me, and Dr. Hillman was there. Mrs. Diaz was there. I think Ms. Holguin was there. And she had mentioned that she hadn't got her grandson in school yet. There was no room for him. How does that make any sense? When we say we have all this room. And she's not the only one. There were 3 other people that had approached me and told me, yeah, we're on a waiting list. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, CS Arts, they were supposed to bring us in a lot of money. I was on the board. I approved it. I approved that partnership. It didn't happen. The partnership didn't happen. Our PAC Center, we can't even access it. We should be meeting there tonight, but we can't access it. The band played out in the cold. They used to play inside. The little kids at Beardsley, their cafeteria today was jam-packed. The elementary schools used to get to perform at the PAC Center. That way they could invite grandma, grandpa, the cousin, everybody could go. That's not happening anymore. Our high school is getting encroached upon. We're paying the maintenance. If we are to renew that charter, we need to make sure that we get our PAC back, that we get the gym back, that we get the field back. That field used to be used on weekends by soccer people. You don't see them out there anymore. That's not building community. Okay? That is not building community. That is not helping our students that live here in Duarte. We had an initiative that we had approved as a school board back in 2016 to read by 3rd grade. And we approved a resolution to make sure that it would happen. And the board never followed up, never followed through. We have 10th graders that are 3rd grade reading level. It's really sad. You know, and I hope the board, that becomes one of our priorities, is that our kids read by 3rd grade. Because they say you learn to read by 3rd grade, after that you read to learn. And we have children that are struggling. And somebody mentioned about paying out of their own pocket for tutoring. You know, I don't think it's fair that they have to pay out of their own pocket for tutoring. The charter school students that are part of CS Arts, that are in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they get close to $1,200 a year for that program, that after-school conservatory program. Our children, what do they receive? What are they getting? Are they getting funds, help for, you know, the tutoring? No. No. If this partnership is supposed to happen, I mean, we need to rewrite it. We lost our teacher parking lot. Okay? That didn't make the teachers happy. You know, and somehow they were able to get a 10-year lease. You know, and that lease is up in 2027, I believe, because I believe it was approved, and that was kind of a special board meeting at 10 a.m. when I was at work, right? And they had their majority to approve it. Okay? And they did it because you couldn't give it to a charter because they had a 5-year limit. So they created an LLC and they leased it to the LLC so they could get the 10-year and make sure they locked it in. And it was supposed to be torn down. It was supposed to be taken away. They promised us, the board, oh no, we're only going to have it there for the 2 years that it's needed. Never happened. CS Arts promised that they were going to build a 2-story building where the basketball courts were at Northview. Never happened. Instead, more portables came up. The portables in the teachers' parking lot came up, and they took over our PAC. My daughter was in choir in 2018, 2017, 2016. They weren't able to get the PAC just to practice. No, the CS Arts kids were in there. And these are our Duarte students. We had over 300 kids in choir. Last year, 1. It's been hurting us. The K-8 program it's not working. We can't feed the high school like we used to when we had a junior high. We can't do that anymore, and it's going to continue. If we don't make changes, board, okay, it's going to continue to go, or we may not even be here in 7 years. I mean, we're in a crisis right now financially, okay, and it's like, it's not a big deal, and it should be. And I know we could get back 500 students. I know we can. I know we can, and more. I know it's possible. We should be promoting ourselves, and we're not doing that. Again, when that petition comes up, I hope that, we look at it, board, okay, and we put our kids first, okay, because that's what's important. That's why we're here, okay? We know, we have not been honest with ourselves, okay? And it's a shame that we're not making our children a priority. The high school's working their butt off. Here's one of the best students that's there, and she's doing and representing the high school well, but they need our support too. They need our support too. I just hope that going forward, we get a governance program together for us, board, and do it ASAP. So that way we're all on the right track, because yes, people mention we're not, and we need to be. And that needs that, and that's going to take a full day. That's going to take a full day of commitment from us to get together, and also we need a study session on the budget, because we need to invite the community. We need to invite the school community, because they don't believe us. And Ms. Diaz, you said that. They don't believe us that we have money or we don't have money. Okay, because we've been flip-flopping this last few months. So hopefully, going forward, we can build the relationships that we need to build, and build them the right way, where it's equal and fair to all of us and all our students, and that all our students succeed, because it shouldn't be just one-way street, okay? And right now, that's what I see. It's very unfortunate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes. Priscilla.
Thank you. Real quick, I wanted to say thank you again to the board for allowing me to attend CSBA. So for those who don't know, CSBA is the California School Board Association, and I attended the 2-day student board member program. and I really, really did enjoy it. What I got most out of it is how I can use my voice to represent other students and how I can add to the conversation and not be afraid. I may be still young and not as experienced, but I'm willing to learn, ask questions, and do my part to represent the students. And I am a senior. I've been doing this since I did it my junior year, and this is my second year, so I want to learn as much as I possibly can so I can teach someone else who will fulfill my position next year, so they can fulfill this position better than I will ever be able to do it. And I really do enjoy CSB. I think it is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm so grateful that I got to attend. So thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla. Ms. Holding.
I think I still have some voice left. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today. Want to welcome our new board members. I look forward to working with you. I want to thank the public and the community and CS Arts for doing their presentation. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I have a cold, so I'm not going to talk too much, and I don't want to spread any germs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Holguin. I really like to emphasize that I believe that we run to be a school board to appreciate every single student who attend our school district. I believe there are opportunities, great opportunities for us. I'm not gonna rebuttal any of the comments, but I can tell you, when we talk with respect, and we talk to represent the students. And I do agree, and I understand that there are many, many members in the community that disagree with us. One parent make a comment today, and she say, I enroll my son in Rio Hondo Prep. 1997, I enrolled my son in Rio Hondo Prep. And that's why I have dedicated my life in this board. And I believe that we are not lying, we are speaking with the truth, and I can tell you that I will really pray that Mr. Reyes can prove that his comments, the ones that are in his heart, come through. But not making decisions that is because what I believe. But all his kids went through our school district. And I remember the last one that I saw going through the school district was his daughter, Sophia. And I believe that every single student is very valuable to us. But I would share with you something that a budget assessor came. It was assessor, the budget.
Expert.
A budget expert
Sent from the county.
was sent from the county, and he shared with me something. I asked him, what can we do? Where is the money? What can we do to improve this school district? And he said very clear. He said very clear. The only thing you can do is close another school and fire teachers. He told me that. And so when we hear one thing and we hear the other one, it is tough to be a board member. It is tough to be a board member and make decisions. But we need the community. And I can tell you there are 200 students that are in our school district and our schools because one day they want to go to CSR. If we close, let's say that we close CSR today, there are 200 students that are leaving us tomorrow. So in my area, I live in that unincorporated area. So I have seen about 4 students that graduate from CSR, but I've seen hundreds of students that have graduated from the high school, Duarte High School. And I am very proud of all of them. And I can tell you there is opportunities for every student in Duarte, not just in CSR, but in the Duarte Unified. And I do understand that money and no kids is a reality. In the street where I live, you don't have a parking spot. If you go and try to find a parking spot in the street right now, you won't find it. Why? Because the kids are living with their parents and their grandkids in there. And guess what? The ones who doesn't have grandkids, they have dogs now. You will see a lot of my friends walking dogs. And they say, no, we cannot afford to have more kids. That's a reality. My son, the one that I introduced here, he moved to Houston. They live in Houston. My daughter, who used to be a work here in the district, she's working up in up by Riverside, by Victorville. It's because she can't afford to live in here anymore. So it is a reality. I do believe that Lois Gaston, 87 years old woman, that give her time to come tonight, it is a very wise woman. And even sometimes I don't like what she tell me. I do understand that it's the right thing to do, what she's recommend to do. And I hope and pray that the board get along together and we can make all the comments that we want. We respect. And that's all what I wish. And I wish all of you a blessed, blessed holiday. And with that, Dr. Hillman.
My concluding comments are a good meeting tonight. I appreciated the conversation. I'm really looking forward to working with this board. The work that we do in a school district is very dense. There's lots of layers to it. There's all the details the board has to understand in order to make wise decisions and ask the good questions. So thank you, board. And with that, I think I'm the only one between you and between getting home tonight safely, wishing everybody a very safe and healthy holiday season, and look forward to coming back in the new year.
Thank you, Dr. Hillman. And I also like to extend thank you to your cabinet. She's amazing.
Thank you. She's kicking me on the table.
No, but I know it's a teamwork, and whatever you share with us, it comes from them too. It's a team effort, and I cannot leave out of that team my dear Mercedes. Mercedes, thank you. You've been so helpful, and when I need help, you are there to serve all of us, and I think that you don't make any exception. Thank you. And with that, I need a motion to adjourn our meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Reyes, second by Mrs. Holguin. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, board. Good night. Night to the public.
Salam.